Hey, Brittany. Happy Friday, Brittany. I see you the first one in the building. How you doing, Brittany? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Brittany, Brittany, Brittany. I'm gonna see how many more people gonna come in. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be on to maybe about like 2:30, something like that. Because I have two stories. But this is a very, very, very good story right here. And I wanted to bring it to y'all today. So yeah, I'm going to see. Yeah. Thank you for timing in, Brittany. I appreciate you so much, Brittany. Thank you so much. I don't get that much support like that, but I just appreciate the people that do come in and support me. I appreciate them. That's all I can say. I am grateful. So I'm gonna see how many people come in. Cause when I start a story, Brittany, then I gotta go back and you know what I'm saying? So they can see what's going on with the story. But yeah, how's your day going so far, Brittany? How's everything going on this beautiful Saturday? I know all week this week coming up, we supposed to be in the 60s, so that'll be cool. Good, some little good weather, 63s, I think 62 and stuff like that. So that's good. Hey, my girl. Good morning to you, Kathleen. Good morning. My two good people is in the chat, the ones that always engage. Thank y'all so much for coming and chopping it up with me on a Saturday. Thank y'all so much, baby. I appreciate you. Because I want to really share this story with y'all. It's two stories really that I really want to share with y'all. They're both good stories to share, but they are sad at the same time. And the story right here that I'm going to share, right? Um, I don't know if y'all remember this, but I do remember this, y'all. But I stopped keeping a track of it. This happened back in 2017, where that little boy went missing when he was a baby, and from Atlanta. This happened in 2017, but I stopped covering, not covering the story, but I just stopped, going look at it and stuff like that. But anyway, y'all, the little boy was found in February, I think February 21st of last month. He was found, y'all, and the boy was found unharmed and everything. But I'm not gonna say too much on the story because I want y'all to listen to the story. Tell me how y'all feel about the story. It is a sad story. Uh, it's people just like literally crazy. So I'm gonna start the story, y'all, for the ones that's in the chat, and y'all can hit the like button for me, please. Okay, thank God. I'm happy about that. Yes, Brittany. I love you, Brittany. Oh Lord, and I love you too, sis. Cause y'all too, right there. Y'all always interact in my stories, and I appreciate the both of y'all. Kathleen does the same thing, and I appreciate y'all so much for always coming through and engaging with my stories, no matter who support me in the chat and who doesn't support me in the chat. I want to say I thank y'all for that. I really, really appreciate it. It makes me feel good from the bottom of my heart. So I want to say thank you. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. I'm gonna bring it up on the stage. I'm gonna unpause it. Just put a one in the chat and let me know if y'all can hear it. I gotta cut it up on my end too.
Safely recovered after being missing for 7 long years.
A boy ripped away from the rest of his family by allegedly his own mother and featured on Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries is finally found thanks to the incredible work of deputies out in
Thank you,
Colorado.
sweetie. Thank
We are
you.
going to be speaking with the
No
sheriff as well
problem.
as the man
We
who
like
alerted
your
police
stories. You
to the
welcome,
fact
Miss
that
D. Thank you,
something might be
baby.
wrong and all about the manhunt and what happens to the boy's mother and stepfather who have been on the run for years. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
The mother adopted him, y'all, but she did not have custodian
You know,
custody.
it is not
The
often
father
that the
did.
stories we tell you here on Sidebar have a
Thank you,
happy
Terry. How
ending.
you doing,
Unfortunately, it's
Terry?
the
Hey, PM. Hey,
nature
baby.
of
How
the
are
beast when we
you?
talk about true crime, but occasionally you do get some good news. And here, what could have been a cold case forever suddenly turned fire hot once again, because that is what happened in Douglas County, Colorado. More than 7 years ago, just after Thanksgiving in 2017, Rabia Khalid didn't show up for a custody hearing in Atlanta, Georgia. This was according to the New York Post. She and her husband Abdul had separated a few years earlier, had shared custody of their son Abdul Aziz, or Aziz, in Louisiana. But the U.S. Marshals say Rabia moved with her son from New Orleans to Atlanta for a new job. And Abdul told the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that Rabia made it more and more difficult for him to spend time with his son, and a bitter custody battle got underway. And Abdul told the National Center that when it became clear that he was going to get full custody of his son, Rabia and her new husband, Elliot Bourgeois, took the 7-year-old and fled. And a warrant was put out for Rabia for felony kidnapping, and multiple agencies got involved in a manhunt, but they disappeared. Rabia had accused her ex-husband of
Yes, I think so,
sexually
Brittany.
assaulting her.
Yes.
Investigators found those allegations were completely unfounded. This is according to WSB in Atlanta. And Aziz's story was actually featured in season 3 of the Netflix reboot of
Y'all, this had
Unsolved
got so
Mysteries
bad it
back
went to
in
Netflix.
2022. But Aziz,
That's how long this boy
he
was
still
missing.
missing. Rabia, Elliot, they were in hiding. But that is all until sheriff's deputies in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, got a call about people.
Jersey's expensive.
Ooh,
and
I
it's a
can't
problem.
stand the.
They cut your
Hold on,
taxes
Lauren.
and
Let me
solve
get
this
this
problem.
off.
Possibly trespassing at a vacant home 2 weeks ago. Now, Kyle Crone, the homeowner, apparently saw on his security camera a man and a woman illegally entering the home. So he gets in touch with dispatchers. And I'll tell you what, I actually had a chance to catch up with Kyle, get more details about his role in getting the ball rolling on this child rescue. Take a listen. Kyle, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate you taking
Kathleen,
the time.
exactly.
You play a very big role in what happened. I mean, what alerted you
Exactly,
to
Kathleen.
something was up at your property?
So that's a great question, and thank you for having me.
Okay, y'all,
I
this
was
is the
having a
landlord
going-away
of the
party,
property. He was selling his
for my son,
property.
who was leaving for
So what
Atlanta.
happened was
And
he had cameras on
there's
the outside of his house, for safety purposes and stuff like that. So he seen this lady and the man come up on his property from his phone, and he notified police. So this is how they was busted. So this is the owner.
there's a ton of people. There's probably 50 people there, and I had showings going on the whole day, throughout the day, and I'd never looked at my phone, not one time. And for whatever reason, I'm standing there, and maybe by the grace of God, I looked down at this time that I got alerted, and it was live happening right then. It was unusual because first the plates were out of state, which isn't completely unusual, but it didn't seem like there was a realtor with this couple, this man and woman that came up to the door. So right there, that was a little weird, kind of dressed weird, although she was holding in her hand a tape measure and this little miniature level as well. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're here to measure stuff. Seems sort of legit. But then they didn't touch the lockbox one time. They didn't even try it or look at it. And so I figured, oh, maybe they forgot it or they're waiting on a realtor or something. And
Yes,
then the
Brittany.
guy starts
Absolutely.
leaving and he goes
Praise
around
God.
the side of the house. And right there, it's like, well, yeah, this isn't normal. And so that's when I called, Douglas County Sheriff's Department. And then I watched as he kind of walked into my backyard and then goes up to my back door, kind of looks through it like, hey, anybody home? Then goes into the
Hey,
house
open book, baby.
and
Love
lets
you,
her in the
sis.
front door. But at this point, I'm already on the phone with dispatch. And I could see that someone was still in the car in the driveway, but I couldn't see who. All I could see was an arm that would reach to the stereo to like change something. I couldn't tell if it was an adult or a kid. And then the deputies got there within 2 minutes. probably. One of them was like just down the street, I think. And then you can kind of see from the video them coming out and seeing.
Okay, open book,
the
I'm gonna check,
officers
baby.
there. So yeah, that's kind of how that transpired to that point.
What a wild, wild story, right? Look, it's an important one to cover, nonetheless.
Got it, sis.
Thankfully, we got some good news in the end. But for this, I have to call out and thank our sponsor, Saley, because their support helps make episodes like this happen. Now, Saley is an incredible
Got
eSIM
it.
service app. So I recently went on vacation to Italy, and Saley is something that I could download on my phone because I use so much data while I was away. While everybody else is dealing with roaming fees and having issues with their cell data, you can use Saley.
Okay,
as a
we don't want to hear
hotspot
about
to
that.
easily
Okay.
plan your activities. And with the Saley app, getting eSIM can use plans that are available. No. So right now, go to saley.com/sidebar or click the link in the description or pinned in the comment.
Nice.
Please send them our thank you and our gratitude. Number two, I can't believe you have a son that old. I mean, you look like you're
Hey,
a
Rebecca.
kid myself. I was shocked. I had to just mention that. You look like you know. Anyway, put that aside. And number three, did you hear them say anything? Did the cameras pick up any audio of what they might be saying to each other?
They did. All my cameras have audio, and they didn't talk really at all when they were going up to the door. And it kind of looked as if the female was kind of concealing how she looked. She had this big old sun hat on. It wasn't hot, really sunny at all, and kind of was standing behind him a little bit, so she wasn't kind of on camera. Whether that was intentional or not, I have no idea. But you could hear them, especially once they came outside and saw the police. And she was sitting on, they sat them on the curb right in front of my house. Not the curb, but the entryway. I mean, she just was rocking just back and forth over and over again, was starting to look very nervous. And obviously, we know why now. But what was interesting about it is I could overhear the first officer that was there talking to him, kind of grilling him initially about, like, why did you lie to me when I first got here? Because they had said that a realtor sent them down there, the house. And so at the time, I thought it was just a mistake, like, hey, maybe someone was really supposed to be there. So I called my realtor and said, hey, are there any showings going on at this time? Maybe I missed it. I just want to make sure I'm not, crazy here. And I could overhear his name that he was using, which was this name called Frank Hamilton. And she said that was the same name he called her with. So they actually called my realtor to try and see the home. And she had told me that some of her other realtor friends, this same Frank Hamilton, was calling, trying to get in for showings. And what's interesting is she had asked him for a pre-qualification letter or proof of funds, or asking if he had a realtor he was working with. And he didn't have any of that. And so she wasn't going to show him the house. And then later, we could overhear them talking about that the VIN numbers matched this deceased person, this Frank Hamilton. The license plates were stolen, and that this deceased person was the same identity that he was using. And then 6 hours later, more police and other people had shown up. I distinctly remember getting
my goal today, y'all, is 4 coffees. If you would like to donate to my channel,
from one of the deputies asking if I wanted to press charges, and I was like, "Well, what are the charges?" And it was trespassing. And for a split second, I almost didn't press for a split second.
That's the mama and the stepdaddy.
Right, I do want to press charges, and then from there, I think it really started to escalate.
Do you have an understanding of what they were trying to do at your property?
I don't know. I just speculation, right, at this point. I think they were legitimately looking for a place to try and buy under a false identity. I don't think they were trying to burglarize
absolutely.
the house. There wasn't even anywhere to put it in the vehicle, unless they're going after jewelry or something upstairs. And there wasn't going to be a ton of stuff to burglarize, and then with the kids in the car, I don't know. And seeing as they were talking to other realtors in the area, that's what I think. But again, it's speculation.
So, y'all, the guy, right? He is the stepdad of the little boy that was abducted. Okay. But it's 2 kids involved. So what I'm thinking,
they weren't in there.
The other little boy is not the guy's biological son, a daughter that got abducted. That's the boy is. I think the second child is by this guy here. Not the guy that's talking, because he was the landlord. The picture that I showed y'all on top, I think the other baby was by him.
There long enough. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How did you find out what was really going on? How did you find out your role in this huge mystery? And what was that like? Because again, this is what started out as, suspicious activity turned into solving a cold case for about 7 years. How did you find out your role in this? What was going on with these two individuals?
Initially I tried to ask the deputies that day, but they were great. They said, there's a lot more going on here. We can't release any information about this. And so because my cameras picked up everything over the whole night, I had heard a lot as well. And there was still a lot of speculation, but I honestly did not find out until whenever the press release came out from Douglas County. That was the first I heard of it. And then I went and watched the Netflix documentary right away.
I'm sure. What was your reaction to finding this out? What did you think?
I was overwhelmed with joy, especially after watching the Netflix thing and seeing the emotion on him. And I couldn't stop thinking about what it would be like to get that phone call. Like, we found your son and he's alive and he's okay. I have 3 boys, so like that got to me a lot. At the same time, I think there's a long, hard road for those kids, because there was a little girl as well.
Okay, so it was a girl.
Video, like, the boy was really, really protective and close of the little girl and her crying. The deputies were great. They were really kind, really nice, and trying to play with them and keep them happy. They were great, but just having to go through all of that, I think it's going to be a difficult road. Yeah.
If you had a message to Aziz or Aziz's family, what would that be?
Just God bless, and just so thankful for him. I'm
and
just
thankful
happy
for your
him.
cameras at your
Thankful for
house.
healing and peace, whatever that is. And I'm just grateful and thankful for him. So,
and I'm sure his family is grateful and thankful for you too, for what you did. So really great work, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you taking the time, and you are instrumental in what happened here.
Oh, thank you. All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
Now, when deputies responded, the adults apparently come out of the house claiming they were associated with a realtor. This is according to the sheriff's office. And 2 children were sitting in the car in the driveway. But when deputies started trying to identify the family, they could tell immediately something wasn't right. In fact, on body cam video, you can hear the deputies talking about the IDs the couple gave them, which definitely don't match.
And he has probably that person's ID. But we don't know because there's so much. Yeah. Well, what's the one that has the Georgia driver's license? The number comes back to a lady born in 1921. The name,
it's a lady.
Yeah.
Thank you for the coffee, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Interesting. It's a 19 warrant updated in 23. So they probably. So is this a rental or are they buying?
Yeah. So it's to an alias that they've given us, the dead guy. It's rented. The dead guy that he says he is the one that's got it registered. Okay. And when I pull up the registration, it's that guy's name plus a trust listed.
Okay. So they're just.
I've already asked Russell before.
Now that comes back to deceased.
Okay, thank you. Here's your Kenner PD, Louisiana. It has a phone number right in your picture. There, you'll have it all. You'll have her name, date of birth, and warrant. And the Kenner PD. Yeah, what we need to do is figure out what kid is missing. Oh, well, we haven't run the kids yet.
No, we haven't.
Because at this point, y'all, they don't know which kid is missing.
That's her.
And the deputies realized not only were these 2 people essentially or apparently lying about who they were and what they were doing, but at least one of them was apparently part of a kidnapping plot. Rabia still had that active warrant for kidnapping out on her. And according to WSB, a police report indicated that Elliot had an ID card that belonged to a man who died in 2009. And deputies also found a Georgia ID card in Elliot's wallet, as well as a credit card that had a third name on it. And in that car, as I mentioned, there were two children. One of them was Aziz, now 14 years old. And there was also reportedly a second child in the car. They were both taken into protective custody. The sheriff indicated they both appeared to be healthy.
Yes, Brittany.
But Rabia, Elliot, they were arrested. They were booked into the Douglas County Jail on multiple charges, including second-degree kidnapping, forgery, identity theft, providing false information to authorities, and trespassing. They're each being held on a $1 million bond.
Y'all, this just
Representative
happened
from the
on
US
February
Marshal Service
21st.
spoke at a news conference about the huge scope of this investigation.
We went to 11 different states looking for this young lady and the child. And it had really gone cold. We entered it in NCMEC. We'd entered it in everything we could to try to keep shaking the tree and rattling the bushes to see if we could get it to fall out. And just great police work on behalf of the Douglas
Yes,
County
they're
Sheriff's
gone. They ain't
Office.
never coming home.
I just can't. I sincerely thank you on behalf of the United States Marshal Service and Eastern Louisiana Marshal. And Brian Flair was over the moon when he got the call. So thank you so much.
What if your smile could go from looking like this to this?
Hold on.
Nubia's 24-hour
Yes, y'all. He was using a dead man identity, honey.
And Aziz's family in Louisiana released a statement saying, "We're overwhelmed with joy that Aziz has finally been found. We want to thank everyone for their support over the last 7 years. We specifically want to recognize the Douglas County Sheriff's Office for their exceptional work in solving this case. Now, as we navigate the next steps, we ask for privacy so that we can move forward as a family and heal together." District Attorney George Brockler talked about the process of charging Rabia and Elliot.
Of the 14 on the mail, 12 of them are felonies and 2 are not. And for her, it's 7 are felonies and 2 are not. What you will note about those charges that have been filed is that he is charged with kidnapping. She is not. She is charged with conspiracy to kidnap. That's because one of the nuances of the law is that you cannot kidnap your own child. And so we've filed those charges. That preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 27th. Whether it goes then or not could be a function of a whole bunch of different things.
Now, it is possible that people out there may have more information.
It's the
about what has
27th of this
happened
month, guys.
Aziz has been since 2017. So police are hoping that more people will come forward with any details to fill in the pieces of this puzzle.
If you have any information about where these individuals have been over the past 7 years, we ask you to call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers, and their number is 720-913-STOP. That's 720-913-7867. We would love to hear from anyone who might have information that could help in this case. And also, we'd like to thank our media partners for being here and helping us to share this story and to get the word out.
And now we're joined by a special guest. We are joined by Douglas County Sheriff Darren Weekly. Thank you so much for coming on to talk about this absolutely incredible rescue. I first want to start, how did you learn about this massive break in a very long cold case?
I just got what's called a special report whenever we have something big in my jurisdiction. Or
Yes,
my
Kathleen,
agency.
they definitely will need that.
Supervisor has to let the
Both of those
other
kids.
supervisors know what's going on, and I found out actually early the next morning what had happened.
The diligence, the determination of your deputies was remarkable. It was so impressive. They worked for what, more than 4 hours to try to identify these two suspects?
Yeah, it was actually about 5 hours. They just did an exceptional job. They sensed that something wasn't right. They were following their gut, and then they just started putting the pieces together, and they were able to identify these people and figure out there was a warrant out for their arrest for kidnapping.
What was their explanation? I mean, how did they explain outdated and inaccurate identification?
They couldn't. So the male, Mr.
Yeah, I was
Bergeron,
hoping at 2
who's one of
p.m.
The suspects in this case, he had the identification of a dead person. The female, Rabia Khalid, she claimed not to have any identification, which of course to any law enforcement officer, that's a red flag that something's up. And so through their investigative work and then the use of what we call a morph scanner, which is a digital device we use to read people's fingerprints in the field, we were able to identify her and find out that she did in fact have a warrant for her arrest for kidnapping.
Any idea what they were doing at that property?
Our detectives are still looking into that. We've actually executed a search warrant in the city of Aurora, which is nearby.
Hey,
They
Brittany.
had an apartment there that they were both that this family was living in, and so we're still looking into that. And our detectives are still putting all these pieces together. But these people have been on the run for over 7 years.
Any idea of what the last 7 years would look like, or is that still being investigated as well?
It's still being looked into. The U.S. Marshal Service was looking into them as well after the federal warrant went out. They were tracking them in like 11 different states, but they were really never able to zero in on exactly where they were at. But they were all over the country.
It's unbelievable. Now,
Damn.
I want to talk about Aziz. So my understanding, you said this during a news conference, that when deputies spoke with him, it was interesting the things that he was saying, that he might have seemed coached. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah,
I
when our
think this
deputies
when he
pulled
was
up on
younger,
scene, the
y'all.
two
This
kids
picture
were
here.
actually in a vehicle parked in the driveway of that home. And so our deputies made contact with the two kids first. And Aziz had a cell phone with him and called inside to his mom, who was inside. But Aziz seemed to already be coached on, if you come in contact with law enforcement, these are the things that you say. So just amazing work by the deputies to uncover exactly what was going on. But this family had been able to fly below the radar for 7 years. And you have to wonder, how many times did they come in contact with law enforcement over the last 7 years, whether it be a traffic stop or some other type of contact. And I'm just very proud of my deputies for sensing something was wrong and to be able to uncover this.
In other words, what he was saying seemed like something he had repeated before in the past.
Exactly.
And what about the other child that was there?
We are not identifying that child as of yet. These kids are obviously in the Department of Human Services at this point, and their care and custody. The reunification process with Aziz and his dad is going to take some time because this is the only life Aziz has known. And so dad is in Colorado right now, and that process is underway.
I wanted to ask you about that. So I understand.
Yeah, the dad, he flew out
Aziz's
to
family, haven't
reunite
seen
with
him
his
in 7
son.
years.
But
How
they
is
are
he
with
feeling through all
CPS.
this?
Over 80%.
Yeah, the kids are with CPS. I don't know if the dad gonna get the baby right away.
Ready to feel better?
I don't know,
Meet
and
Black Girl
probably
Fight
not
Club.
right now.
They're just ecstatic. Dad explained to me it's actually been 9 years since he's had contact with Aziz, because for the first couple of years, law enforcement was like, well, who's going to take the report? Who's going to investigate? Is this in fact a kidnapping? So that process took almost 2 years. So Abdul, the father, had not had contact in that time. And so they are just beyond grateful. The dad did not expect to ever see his son again. And so the fact that our deputies were able to find him, they're just beyond grateful. When he came to my office, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. He's just ecstatic. He had started to give up hope.
It's remarkable because I've
That's
covered a
sad.
number of cases where it doesn't end like this. Talk to us. You mentioned the reunification process, how that can be difficult. What does that reunification process look like?
Just baby steps. We're not actually, the sheriff's office obviously is not actually in the middle of that process. It's Department of Human Services, but we don't even know what Aziz has been told over the last 9 years total about his father. I know there's allegations made
Right.
by the mother. Those were not substantiated, which is why the mother absconded with the child when she was going to lose primary custody. That is when she left. So it's a slow process for this reunification. For Aziz and his dad, and for Aziz to know his dad again.
Do you think being featured on Unsolved Mysteries helped this in the end?
This case was not on our radar. I'm sure it helped to get other people aware of this situation, to maybe spot Aziz or, the mother or her husband. But the fact is, in Colorado, this was not on our radar at all. And it took good police work to solve
Okay,
it.
that's how he's looking now, y'all.
And the homeowner who realized something was going on. I wanted to ask you this, just talk to us about what we can expect from the criminal charges that this pair are now facing. What are the likelihood that the charges they're going to face? What could they be amplified? What's the potential prison time they could be facing? If you could talk to us about that.
Our district attorney intends to prosecute them out of our judicial district here in Colorado for the charges that they face. So that is still underway. They are both being held on $1 million bond in my jail for kidnapping, providing false information to authorities, fraud, a litany of charges. And so our DA's office will prosecute. They're due in court on March 27th.
Gotcha. Listen, Sheriff, this is just remarkable work from you and your team. I want to, applaud you guys again for doing this, because it is, to talk about unsolved mystery is an unsolved case for so long, and now the family can begin to heal, can begin to get some closure. Again, such a successful resolution. So
Yeah, me
Douglas
too,
County
Brittany. He
Sheriff,
deserved it.
Darren Weekly, want to congratulate you and the team on this. Thank you so much for taking the
It
time.
was not his fault.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody, what a case. That is all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple
And I remember this years
Spotify,
ago. I
wherever you
remember
share
this.
podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber.
And then when I did my search last night and I seen it, I'm like, wait, they found that baby? I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, because I had already knew about it. But like I said, I stopped following the case because, I didn't know what was going on with it, to be honest, y'all. I really didn't. Okay, hold on. Let me just click up here for... I got another story here. Let me find it for my people. Let me see. And y'all, it's going to be sad because, that little boy don't know his dad at all. How do y'all think he may feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, living with his dad. All right, let me remove this. Okay, I had to remove that one, and let me just go to another one here. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Let me see. Okay. So I don't know how. I mean, because the boy is he's a teenager now. Okay, I have another one here. And this is a new one too, y'all. This is a new story here that just happened also. So let me bring this story to y'all too. Some people just don't need kids. Once again, they don't need them. And it's so sad when dads try to see their children, they good fathers and stuff, and they try to see their kids and they can't. I mean, these people just fell right off the map, so they stopped looking for them. They just feel like, the father gave up. He felt like his child was not here anymore longer because it was so long. Okay, is this one? Let me see. No, this is not it. But look how God is. God is good. I thank God she did not do anything to harm the child. She took good care of him. I'll give her that. But the things, she had this baby running around all over the place, and I was wondering too, was the kids in school? That's what I was wondering. I was thinking that to myself because they didn't say anything. So I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to get to my other story here. Let me see. So I don't know if the kids was in school because they never mentioned anything about school for the kids. So I'm not even sure if the kids was in school. I'm looking for my other story because I can't line them up at. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, here it is right here. Let me bring it up. Okay, this story is about a mother beating her children, and this is the stepdad. Hold on, y'all. I gotta bring it up. Let me bring it up. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm bringing it up now.
just off awful case, Michelle, and you have the latest.
Okay, let me know if y'all can hear it.
Well, this case has been so traumatizing that it has put veteran detectives in tears, and now the couple is facing more charges.
Yes,
because
it
police
definitely will
say
be a move.
they
Put a one in the
allegedly
chat and let me know if y'all
also
can hear
abused
this
the woman's
story.
9-year-old son.
Because I need to know if
Now,
y'all can
this
hear it.
started Saturday when police say a 10-year-old boy, the first victim, was brought to the emergency
Thank you,
room
Brittany.
by his mom, Kimberly Mills, and her boyfriend, Andre Walker. The boy was in such bad shape, doctors were not sure they could save him. Both Mills and Walker are accused of, in essence, torturing the 10-year-old. Doctors found bruises all over his body and burns. Police say one burn looked like something hot was put on his skin to cause the burn marks. Now, without giving too many details, today police say the boy's 9-year-old brother had similar signs of abuse, and that in both cases, their mother did everything she could to hide it from everyone, including teachers.
So when the kids would go to school, they would wear longer sleeve shirts to cover up any marks. She ensured that they told absolutely no one. These kids were scared, and she made sure that absolutely no one would find out about it.
Now, as a result, charges in connection with the 9-year-old brother, the couple is now facing 2 counts of aggravated child abuse, 2 counts of accessory to aggravated child abuse, and more. Now, police also tell us that there are possible signs of sexual abuse with the 10-year-old, but that the boy is in such bad condition right now, they cannot do the examination. Live in Lake County, Michelle Meredith, West 2 News.
And they had to fly the boy out, y'all, to another hospital. Hold on. Let me just take it. Okay, hold on. This is wait a minute.
ProPlan is always advancing with
I
game-changing
think it
formulas
was another
that promote
part to this.
mental
I don't know if it's
sharpness and
this.
help
And sorry,
extend
Mama.
lives. See what nutrition can do.
Oh no, I don't
Purina
think it's
ProPlan,
this one.
always advancing.
A mother, father,
No.
and grandparents
How did I get to
all
this?
charged with child abuse after police responded to
Mm-mm.
their home about
I don't even want to see her right now. I wanted to finish this story up. Because it was more to this story here. But I have to get to it. It was another part to this story because I seen it last night. Let me see, can I find the other part to this? Because they flew that little boy out. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Can I... I thought it was going to come up right after this because that's what it did to me last night. It came right up. Oh, yeah. When does it change, sis? Okay, let me see. All right, let me go back to this here. Bam. Because it was another part to this. And I'm surprised it didn't. It didn't come up. Because all 3 of them came up last night because I watched all 3 of them. I'm like, oh, this is so sad. I wanted y'all to hear all 3 of them. Hope I can find it. If not, I got another one. Because, baby, that lady crazy. All right, I'm gonna have to find those other ones, but it's more parts to that, y'all. It's more parts to it, and I thought it was gonna come up right after this one because that's what it did to me last night. It came right up after this story did. All right, this one here. Let's see. Now I don't know about this father right here, honey, because his I don't know. I just feel like the mama was nasty, he was nasty. I just feel like both of them need to be in jail. I mean, these parents just need to just go into jail. Like y'all is just unbelievable to be parents. Okay, let me see. This one was 3 weeks ago. So let me go into 3 weeks. And y'all, we hearing about kids every day. Like every day is something going on with a kid. All right. I'm coming close to it now. I just feel like, Okay, here we go. Now, y'all, I don't know. Y'all gonna tell me what y'all feel about it. I don't know. Let's let me start it from the beginning because I know y'all gonna have all kind of questions for this one right here. So let me just let y'all have y'all weigh in it. Tell me what y'all think about it because I did watch it. It got a little disturbing to me, and I just stopped it. So y'all can just tell me how y'all feel about it.
Respond to a home after a report of a child who, get this,
Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it.
injured by rats.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, thank you, baby. Thank you. Put a 1 if y'all can hear this one.
I walked to the fountain this morning.
Same one too. Start another card and supervisor.
Yes, I did. All night long. I've been up.
Y'all, look how filthy this
What
house
doesn't happen to
is.
the baby
Just
not make a sound?
look how filthy that she had these kids living. Thank you, Brittany.
No, they need to stay here for right now. So you're saying you didn't have a mark on him when you went to bed?
No marks on me at all.
No mark at all.
Yeah.
You laid him down. He was happy as could be. He fell asleep. You came in here to watch some TV.
Hey, Miss
What time
Lewis.
was that?
Hey, boo.
We put him to bed at what? Like,
About 8.
about 8.
You in Charlotte, North Carolina, girl. Okay, baby. Love you, sis.
At one time,
Enjoy yourself.
10 or 11, that I went in there and I gave him his body.
What's your name?
My name's Elena Thurman.
The rest ate the baby up, y'all, in the bed. That's what she told the cops. Now we got to see that because I didn't see the whole story. I watched half
As the aunt
because I couldn't take it.
and mom of 2 other children living in the home. Seconds later, medics arrive.
He's got marks all over him.
Shop till you drop, girl. You deserve it.
What happened? They said it wasn't like that. Didn't hear him make a sound all night.
When I checked on him and gave him his bottle.
I've been having a rat problem here, but I've got traps everywhere. I've got bait box set everywhere. I've tried as best I can.
If that doesn't happen and him not make a sound all night.
Yes, you need to sit down. I know, but I'm sorry. Let's go get you checked out. How about that?
Police identify the man seen here as 31-year-old David Schonebaum, who called 911 after allegedly finding his 6-month-old child in a bassinet covered in blood.
I can't go with my son.
No, not right now. You can sit down.
Yes, this is sad, Brittany. Brittany, look, you wait until you see how filthy that house is. There's no reason them kids should have been living in a condition like that. And on top of it, I want y'all to see the CPS failed these kids because CPS was in these kids' life.
What'd that look like? You saw, yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, you make it sound right.
The initial officer has heard enough and hands the reins in to another arriving officer.
Mom and Dad get the rest. I can't talk to those people. I'm gonna lose it. I guess. Here you go.
Which one's the dad?
One guy.
All right. Hey, David.
The officer leads David outside and reads him his Miranda rights before asking him a few questions.
You understand it right?
Yes, Miss Lord, she need to be under the jail
Can you tell
and
me
fired.
What is going on this morning?
I put you to bed last night at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
You mean to tell me a CPS worker see a house looking like that and they didn't do nothing?
Okay.
I was getting all the kids up ready for school this morning.
Okay.
I went in there like I've been doing. Went in there to get him up, and I see blood everywhere.
By the way, what do the body cams on Law and Crime prove? Maybe that the world is unpredictable, and sometimes when those scary and unpredictable situations arise, having a great lawyer matters, right? Well, that is where our partner and sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, comes in. No, it's not just a place that makes really good hats. This one actually fits me well. No, it's a firm with over 1,000 attorneys. And you know why they have so many? Because they win a lot.
Look how filthy the outside of that house look. Just tear the whole house down and throw it in the garbage.
Bicyclist in Philadelphia, a $2.7 million verdict for a car accident victim in Florida, and $5.6 million for a car crash victim in Georgia after insurance offered that client $0. And even if you think your case isn't worth millions of dollars, why not start a claim and fight for what you deserve?
Like,
Morgan & Morgan.
okay, I'm sick of you talking. Let me get you out of here.
Claim from your phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're injured, you
We
can
don't
easily
care
file a
about
claim
that. We care about the story.
He has a bassinet.
A bassinet?
Bassinet that's on the.
Thank you, Brittany.
Up, off the floor.
Okay.
And it's in a corner of the room.
Anybody want to donate a coffee to the channel today? You are more than welcome.
No. We have a rat problem here. I've been trying to get rid of them. I've got Terminex here. I've got bait blocks. I've got traps.
Okay.
All set.
Well, the rest of this sweep the traps. The rest of this drag the traps away.
Can you tell me the bassinet? Or if you need to take me, do you smoke cigarettes or anything?
I do.
You do? Do you want a cigarette? Yeah, the mom's in there with the children.
That's my aunt.
I think it's like 4 or 5 kids in that house.
Okay.
My wife's like transport right now.
Okay.
David, who shares the home with his wife, 28-year-old Angel Schonebaum, says his spouse was away at the time of the incident. Investigators said the child had over 50 bites, with some so bad, multiple bones on his hands were exposed. A police report refers to the injuries as, quote, nearly fatal, even requiring a blood transfusion for extensive blood loss. Moments later, another officer takes us inside, where we get a closer look at the home.
See, I don't know if they got arrested, Brittany, because I ain't watched the whole thing. I couldn't take it no more.
Yeah, big dog in there and little dog in the kennel. Yep. I don't know whether you're going to do it. And we'll have access on it. Yeah, little dog's in there right now. Little dog is in the kitchen. Big dog's in the door. The door stays open at night.
They got them dogs in that filthy house too.
No. So this is where you
normally sleep. I haven't used it in a minute, so I don't know how good it is right now, but we're about to see. Not too bad. Since I've been on first shift, I haven't had to use it at all.
Here, investigators spot the bassinet the infant was allegedly found in. Let's continue.
The most problems I have rats are in this closet.
In this closet? And that's adjacent to their room?
As the house tour continues, the officer heads into the kitchen, where conditions don't exactly improve.
We're not all this very, we're little dogs. The old stove, old stove is there. Hey, what are you? Had it
Ooh, Lord.
Just a little dog quit freaking out.
Chill out.
That little dog feisty.
Oh, you're good. I'm just trying to stay out of y'all's way.
Yeah. I had everything moved. I've got pellet rifle. So I got pellet rifle, crossbow, pellet pistol, and crossbow. So, and then pellet gun. So that's just a BB pellet rifle. Yeah. I stay here and this is locked.
Are we trying?
What is this, a closet over here?
Where? I'm sorry.
The door that's next to the bathroom.
Yes, Brittany, it look bad.
It goes to the basement.
Like, oh my God.
Do you guys ever go?
Look at the kitchen.
Investigators hone in on a door that appears to be blocked by trash, but that doesn't stop officers from checking it out.
You want me to go down there? I'm gonna go down there first and just see. Yes, I should. If I can even open it.
Lord Jesus have mercy.
Yeah,
it's very rarely open.
Exactly.
There's a switch. Down at the bottom of the stairs, there's a switch.
There's a switch here at the top. And
Where's the proof at? You feel me? I feel you on that, Kathleen. I'm with you, girl, when you're right.
Yeah, there's tons of rat down here.
Kathleen, if I'm not mistaken, I think he told the cop that the rats drug the traps away. Just listen. Girl. Well, if they was that bad, I mean, God forgive me, maybe they ain't had nowhere to go. But I'm just saying, if CPS was in this kid's life, why? Just why? This is sad.
Maybe I need to go lower.
Thank you, Kathleen, baby. Brittany, I would have got out of that house. I ain't gonna lie. Everything would have been left there. I'm not sleeping with no rats. Is that the basement? Yes, Brittany. That's the basement.
No, I see that bait block over there, but I haven't seen any traps. I think that's one right by the bottom of the stairs right there. I think that is.
Dang.
Yep. No problem.
Brittany said, Kathleen said, oh my goodness. Girl. Yes. Brittany, yes, I'm leaving everything behind. I don't give a damn.
Some of this actually looks somewhat fresh too, so.
Their house needs to be that's knocked down.
Thing right there.
Ain't no more help.
At the bottom of the stairs? Yeah. I think that's what that is. That's a bait block.
It says Terminex, yeah.
As far as any other traps, I haven't seen any.
You said the main rat problem is in that closet next to the room where the child sleeps. Who else sleeps in that room?
He does.
He does, but he didn't.
He did. Okay. All right. That's it. Okay.
David later tells police a pest control company had treated the house multiple times, and the company allegedly noted months before that, quote, the presence of trash will attract rodents. Next, the officer heads back upstairs.
There's one there. There's one behind the couch. I have one in the bathroom. They're all gone now, right? Yeah, that's the thing. And we've had that issue, and I said something about it, and she said that they will drag themselves away from the trap.
You heard him, Kathleen?
Shoot off whatever to get away from the trap.
That the mice would drag the traps.
I'm on my same set of traps. I don't know if they're all that.
Well, I heard the same thing before too.
Well, they've been here for probably 5 or 6 months. I've been having Terminex here. It would have been a big.
Yes, I think so, Kathleen. Yes.
I've got it in text out here because they text every time they come.
No, yeah, I mean, that's all, that'll be on the record. We're just, if they're coming out and I don't know anything about rats or how to.
I've never had that issue out here. I really have.
You got them issues because y'all nasty.
4 years, and I didn't have a rat issue till last year.
Your sister said your dog got one last time?
He had one.
All right.
And little dog likes to get rats. But
That's like scratch.
he had one, and it went down big.
So just fighting it.
Yeah. Little dog hates rats. This is a good thing.
So you lived here 4 years and you said you had the rubber problem when?
Last year here. Yeah. Last 6 months I've had Terminex out here. I've got them on a monthly schedule.
And then, is this your DCS worker? Do you have a case?
Here's my DCS worker ongoing.
When was the last time he's been at the house? Like,
it would have been. I don't know when he was here last.
Yeah.
I know we have Madeline who comes out twice a week. Okay. So we've got 2 workers with Madeline who come out twice a week.
Now both workers come out twice a week. Did y'all hear him? And they let them kids live in that filth.
Okay. So, were they aware of the issue? I mean, I assume.
Yeah, Madeline is aware.
Okay.
I would never guess this issue.
I mean,
mice eat cheese and
yeah.
I don't know what kind of trap they had, Kathleen.
No, I don't either. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't have guessed. Like I said,
I've never.
I mean, if I've seen one, if I saw it, I'm just saying, everyone's got their own. Obviously,
Well, you're not gonna see no rat right now because y'all in there, y'all talking, y'all moving around. They come out when it's quiet. So of course you're not gonna see a rat now, officer.
Services. The reports show has been in place since 2022, where a third-party family preservation service even visited the home twice a week. Later, David is taken to an interview room where detectives get a chance to press him even more. Let's see what he has to say.
And then
usually stay up, play with him a little bit, make him bottle, snuggle him, and because he's my little buddy. And I put him into bed. It was right around 8 o'clock when I put him to bed.
Is that typical?
Yes. He'd had green beans last night before.
And where does he sleep?
He sleeps in my room in a stand-up
bassinet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else sleep in that room with you?
Usually me and Angel are in there.
Okay. But with Angel being gone, anybody else sleep? Anybody slept in there last night?
No.
Just you two.
I wasn't even in there last night.
Okay. You slept on the couch, right? Right.
Yes,
Last
I
night.
was up till 3 this morning trying to clean and work on the house some. She's supposed to be coming home tomorrow evening. So I'm trying to be a good husband and make sure the house is clean for her. So
Make sure the house clean, baby. Ain't no cleaning for that shit.
And I know I heard bits of a conversation with Delana, but
Yeah, the mama was there too, Kathleen.
so you're in bed at 3 on the couch.
Around 10:30, he cried and she made him a bottle and took it into him and he was fine. She said.
He cried at 10:30?
Yeah, it was right 10:30, 11 o'clock he cried. And she went in there, took him a bottle, and he was perfectly fine. And he's not one to wake up in the middle of the night. So
He's a solid sleeper during the night usually?
very.
And you know what, Kathleen? I was thinking that, the milk and the food, the smell and stuff, that smells those rats and mice and stuff. That's true. Hey, Miss Bridget, baby, how you doing? Happy Saturday.
So let's move to, so any other problems or now after he goes to bed, cries at 22:30, 10:30, Delaney takes a bottle. Is any other peeps out of during the night?
No, I haven't heard him. I've run vacuum stuff off and on. Didn't hear him.
Okay. Do you remember if the
doors open? All doors were open.
Okay, so even while you're vacuuming, the door was open?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't know if Delana didn't shut the door when she went in there at 10:30 to feed him after she fed him, didn't shut the door, anything like that?
I did some vacuuming and stuff. Our vacuum is pretty quiet, not super noisy or nothing. Like I said, he sleeps through a lot. He can be in the same room, I can vacuum and he'll stay asleep. He's very sensitive.
David claims to have been cleaning the home for hours the night before, but that, let's just say, doesn't appear to add up with the home's condition. The detective continues.
Exactly. That's why I said cleaning up. That house filthy.
I've told him about the
Shit, beat that house down. Throw it in the dumpster.
The rats are obviously distinguishable from the mice because they're much bigger.
Yes, and
Are these very large rats?
Yeah, I mean they're.
What in the world are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't trying to say you did nothing right now because I don't know. But David.
BB gun that sits in the bathroom. I shot him before in the bathroom with the BB gun.
Do you feel like your kids are safe in their house with all those rats? I mean, obviously we found out today they're not.
No, they was not safe.
After today, I really don't.
Have you before today, did you have concerns about?
I didn't, because I thought rats, they ate mice, they ate trash,
Exactly, Brittany.
Would ever dream that they go after something live.
Brittany said, tear it down. Throw that shit away.
I've never dreamed it.
Let's.
Open book, what's going on, baby?
Open DCS cases. And you currently have an open DCS case about the cleanliness of your home, right?
Yes, sir.
And when was the last time they were over?
Madelinger is who we go through for the DCS case.
Okay.
And they were there Saturday or Sunday. I want to say it was Saturday.
And that's a he with DCS?
No. Well, DCS is our ongoing casework.
Okay, ongoing. Magdalena's an agency that comes in?
Yes, as an agency that DCS uses.
Okay.
And we did this all voluntarily.
Right.
Did it because,
I don't get this, y'all. I just don't get. Two social workers comes out to this house and knew they was living in this condition and did not try to help those people. Maybe they don't have the money to move. That's why they probably didn't.
It was about the cleanliness of your home.
Yeah, and organization skills.
Okay. So when I walk in your home today, and I look in the kitchen is just trashed. I mean, there's trash everywhere.
Dog's been there for
no food.
But the kitchen, the rest of the house I got picked up. I picked up last night. Was cleaning and stuff. And kids they get toys out of it.
Yeah, he's talking too much, Kathleen. You better shut up.
Armstrong harnesses the power of
'Cause he might be in jail.
to add thermal performance to its portfolio of mineral fiber acoustical ceilings.
Like there was a pile of the mice droppings and stuff that was in front of the oven. The old oven, when I pulled it out, that's where that came from. So I just started remodeling on the kitchen.
Next,
Remodeling.
The detective decides it's time to be frank with David.
Do you see the direct correlation? Because there is one. There's a direct correlation between the cleanliness of your house and the presence of the rats. Direct correlation. And when you allow
Exactly, Kathleen.
such condition where it's not clean, that's basically a breeding ground for rats. That's because you keep the house clean and picked up, and those things that attract rats. I mean, you can keep a real clean house and get bugs in. I understand that. I mean, there's certain times of the year I've got black ants in my home. I mean, you can have all sorts of problems. I mean, it's just insects get in homes. There's no doubt about that. But there's a direct correlation with the condition in your home and the rat problem. And I mean, do you understand that?
I didn't realize that. I knew, the mice were, I understood. But when, I was kind of talking to Terminex lady and stuff, she's like, it's the neighborhood. She said, I got houses in this neighborhood. She goes, that I treat. She goes, house can be spotless and there's rats.
Right. And I understand that as well. I mean,
dirty. She goes, there's rats.
Right.
She goes, they come up to the sewers. They come up to the pipes. She goes, this area is just, she goes, horrible.
David says he, quote, didn't realize the home's condition could attract rats before the detective reveals the scope of the situation.
I mean, his fingers were nearly chewed off. You know that? And dangling the bones, you can see the bones.
I literally did. I just seen that's where the blood was coming from.
Do y'all think a rat really bit the baby? The baby finger was bit half off. I mean, they didn't hear the baby crying, screaming. Where was they at?
Working on your own kid.
Oh, wow, yeah. I can imagine.
And
look, Miss Schoenbaum, I've worked a lot of cases.
Maybe so,
where
Brittany.
parents intentionally harm their children, throw them up against walls, beat them with items, punch them, do horrible things to their children. Okay, and that's not the case here. But your home is unlivable. It is for children. They shouldn't be living in your home, and they're not going to be, because it's just, we don't want this to happen to another child.
I don't want it to happen to another child.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. And the thing is, the other children can escape these rats. You're
Right, Kathleen. Absolutely.
get away from him. He's trapped.
I've never had this issue.
Hey, Pammy Boo.
David was
What's
charged
going
with
on?
neglect of a dependent resulting in serious injury and 2 other counts of neglect of a dependent. He was found guilty by a jury and sentenced to 16 years behind bars, but has since filed an appeal. Angel was also charged in this case and ultimately pleaded guilty to 1 count of neglect of a dependent. She was handed a 4-year sentence, given credit for 1 year of time served, and placed on probation for the remainder. Delana pleaded guilty to 2 counts of neglect of a dependent and was sentenced to 2 years of probation.
That's sad, y'all. That's crazy. I just didn't understand it. Like, come on. No food, no nothing. Y'all mean to tell me y'all didn't hear the baby crying when you, hold on. When you allegedly said the baby. I think this lady here crazy too, y'all. I don't even want to look at her because this lady right here, y'all, she killed her kids, y'all, and I think she called the cop. Y'all want to see this or no? Let's let me know because I don't even want to look at it. Like, oh Lord, y'all, I just can't take her. I watched her. I couldn't even take looking at her. Like, literally, like, I don't even think I want to look at her. I just let me just pass her by because I hate what she did to them kids. She really did them kids wrong, and I couldn't stomach looking at it. So I don't even want to look at her. Like, that was so sad what she did to her children. I mean, she killed her kids in her house, y'all. And then she had a nerve to call the police. I don't even want to talk about it because stuff like that really, like, touches my heart. I hate to see when people do kids like that. Like, damn, CPS, y'all need to get on the ball. Like, do something. Y'all, when y'all got cases open with these parents, why to sit here and you know what I'm saying, not do y'all job also. Y'all have a job to do too. Like, what is going on? Let me get another story and I'm out of here. Like, what is going on? Like, CPS, get it right too. Like, dang. Stop letting these kids fail like that. I don't like that. Damn. I think we need more CPS workers out here. Because some of these CPS workers, it's all about money sometimes, y'all, too. You know what I'm saying? It's all about money. Some of them just want money. All right, I'm going to go to another story. Oh, I don't want to play that one. I don't like that look too depressing. All right, let's see what this one is, y'all.
Breaking news at 6 says a 10-year-old little boy clings to life in the hospital. One of his accused abusers faced a judge and will stay in jail on no bond. This is West 2. I'm Stuart Moore.
And I'm Luana.
Let me know if y'all can hear this.
New, very disturbing information about this case that detectives called.
Oh, I think it's the second part to the case I told y'all about. Y'all, hold on.
On top of this case and was in court today where Andre Walker's wife also took the stand. David?
Yeah, she was the sole witness called by Andre Walker's defense team. Walker was the boyfriend of the now arrested mother of the boys, Kimberly Mills, but his wife came to testify, and it was revealed in court today that Walker has an entirely separate family in Palm Bay. So as this abuse case continues to become unveiled in court, that little boy, that little 10-year-old boy, is still clinging to life in the hospital.
Yeah, this is it.
For the first time, Andre Walker entered a Lake County courtroom to meet a judge face-to-face in a hearing to determine whether he would be allowed to bond out of jail. He faced the little boy's family, and he also faced his wife, testifying on his behalf. The state laid out their case, attempting to prove both Walker and the boy's mother, Kimberly Mills, were in on the abuse. They started with the detectives. The first detective testified to investigators' interview with the boy's little brother after the older brother was dropped off at the hospital by Mills. And
yes, this is the one I showed y'all, but I didn't have the other piece to it. This is it.
Cardiac arrest.
He stated that night that he was being punished in the living room, and then after that, he was taken into the garage with Andre, and who he also said that it was mom's boyfriend. He was taken into the garage and punished further by Andre in the garage.
He says the little brother told investigators weights were dropped on the 10-year-old boy, who was duct taped to a ladder with his hands above his head. The second detective spoke about a dense copper wire found in the bedroom of one of the boys.
I learned later that it was used as a form of so-called discipline against the boys.
And how?
in terms of hitting the boys through spanking and I believe on their head as well.
The defense maintained there was no concrete evidence Walker was involved.
Those pictures show that there is prolonged abuse to that child. There is no evidence that Mr. Walker took part in any of that abuse.
The judge ultimately sided with the state.
The court finds there is a substantial probability that the defendant committed the offenses as charged. Also, the nature and circumstances of the offenses and the nature of the injuries to which are egregious.
The judge decided not to grant bond. The Tavares Police Department expressing gratitude to the state attorney's office and the judge, with the state attorney saying in part, quote, "This defendant will not be a danger to our community while he awaits trial. We hope this is the first step in obtaining justice for the horrific crimes committed by this defendant."
Now, Walker and Mills are both expected back here in Lake County Court on aggravated child abuse charges coming up later this month. As for that little 10-year-old boy's condition, he's still listed as critical. It was said in court today that since that night he was dropped off at the hospital, he has not regained consciousness. Tavares police stand ready to upgrade the charges if necessary. Covering Lake County, live in Tavares, David Jones, West 2 News.
Sad. That is so sad, y'all. This is so sad. Whew, boy, I don't know. These parents out here, they just don't need no children. Wait. Hold on. I'm done with it. I just don't like to see kids being mistreated, you know. It is sad. Everybody have kids. That don't make that they are a good parent. That because you feed your kids, put clothes on them and put them in school, that doesn't mean you're a good parent. You know, it's a lot being a parent. We knows that. So that's why if you're not ready for it, you need to go get yourself together. Okay. And if you do have children and you're not ready for it, you know, because they have it here, you know, take the child to the police department, fire department, hospital, anywhere. You know, just don't sit there and abuse your children every day on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Or unalive your children. You know what I'm saying? Keep your kids hostage in the house. Don't do things like that. You know, if you feel like you under depression, you know what I'm saying, and you can't take it no more, take them kids somewhere in a safe place. Take them to a safe zone. That's what I say. You know, don't abuse some kids like that. They don't deserve it. They didn't ask for it. They didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? You is supposed to be their protector and their provider, not sit there and abuse those children like that. You know, and it's sad. And it goes the same thing for fathers. Some fathers, they sat there with the mother and help the mother abuse the kids, you know, and see what's going on. And don't even try to get help for the abuse because you sat there and you helped the mother do it, which is a very sad situation. But, you know, God said high, he looked low, and he sees it all. You know, he sees it all. But I'm going to get up off of here, y'all. I just want to share these couple of stories with y'all on this Saturday. And I will definitely see you guys between Monday or Tuesday. Thank you so much for the 2 coffees. I appreciate you 2 ladies so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if anybody wants to donate, my link is in the chat. Hold on, y'all. I was reading something. Oh, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you again, Kathleen. Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you again. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And Monday or either Tuesday when I come back, I have a story that I want to share with y'all about a father is fighting to see his child. And I think that's a good story. So I want to cover that story. I want y'all to see what fathers with these good fathers really go through hell and back to see their children. Okay. And, you know, when we see fathers like this, we need to share stories like that. because every father is not a good father. So when we do see fathers out here that's trying to love their kids, take care of their kids, be in their kids' life, be there for their kids in any way they can, and they can't get to see their children. So that's a story too that I do want to cover. So I would definitely cover that story. Yes, it's a good story, Roy D. Yes, I'm gonna do that story between Monday or Tuesday because I'm gonna finish looking at the video on that story. It was sent to me early this morning. So, and he's a big YouTuber. I think he got 4.5K followers. Big YouTuber. Do big things. He into skits. Do a lot of good skits. Like he got money. Like he really got money. Like he get 85K views, 60, 80, 70K. Like he's a big YouTuber. And yeah. So I'm gonna cover his story next week too. Hey, Miss Sherry, happy Saturday. So exactly, Kathleen. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So I'm gonna definitely cover that story between Monday and Tuesday. I'm gonna finish watching his video. But he did say he did not want to bring it to social media. He tried to keep his personal life off of social media, but he said he felt like he had to bring it to social media because he needed some help, people to lead him in the right direction. So I'm gonna definitely share his story between Monday or Tuesday. I'll let y'all see it and see what y'all think about it. So thank y'all for timing in. Everybody that did time in, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for the coffee for my two beautiful sisters. I appreciate y'all so much. That still supports me. I appreciate that. And I love you guys. You guys finish enjoying you guys' weekend. And I will see y'all on the next live. Please stay prayed up. Always remember to keep God first and be safe out here in these YouTube streets. Peace and love.